Hey, good morning, Maddie Live. Zenocron, how are ya? Happy Tuesday. You were camping the announcements channel. Yeah, I'm not sure what actually reaches people first, if it's the Twitch notifications or if it's the Discord ones. Because I know I have to set the Twitch ones first before hitting the start streaming. At least that's how I imagine it. Discord does? Hmm. Gotcha, you usually don't keep it on? Oh, Wardley. Wow. You had too many notifications, wow. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's why, let's go to the code here. I wonder if that's why, what was it, YouTube ended up introducing the bell later? Because people ended up not having a means of being subscribed but not turning off notifications. So, where did we end up yesterday? We are working on the sequence section of de Tolnay's Proc-macro workshop. We're not doing the custom derive, we're doing the sequence one. Function-like macros. So we got to the point where we could replace simple elements inside, such as n here. But now we're at the point where we need to basically concatenate tokens. So if there's CPU pound n, we have to look to see whether or not those elements need to be concatenated. It's going to be CPU 1, CPU 2, CPU 3 to 511. Oh wow, we follow 450 streamers. Now what genres are they? If you don't mind me asking. Is it mostly gaming? Because I imagine that's really what Twitch is, right? It's a kind of game TV. Just to go pretty quickly off on a tangent, some of my favorites are actually in food. Where is that going to be? Actually, I don't know where it is. See, I'm not even good at browsing Twitch. So you have to search for food, or you can look at all categories. Browse music, okay. Live channels. Food and drink. There was this one channel I was doing these, okay, the Justin Wilson show is kind of fun. But then there was another one. I don't think it's this one. I don't think it's Justin Wilson show. It might be. Overwatch artist, game dev. So, oh, food's fun to watch. So we got to this point where we could expand the 4 errors, replacing simple tokens. Stringify is interesting. Where does that come from? Standard? Oh, I missed that note, Zetacron. Twitch TV was born to filter out non-gaming content out of Justin TV. Yeah, here we are. Yeah. I don't even know if Justin TV is still a thing. Is it Justin.tv? That's like going nowhere. Well, you know what? The size of those is wrong. Oh yay. I upgraded Xcode. And it looks like I have some Unity plugin. It's probably been there forever. Okay. Yeah, Justin.tv doesn't seem to load. Kind of reminds me of that $6 billion purchase that Yahoo did to acquire broadcast.com. This was forever ago. $6 billion. And I don't know if anybody remembers what broadcast.com is. It was kind of like, Justin TV, YouTube, and these places where you could start to, produce videos and upload them someplace. And it was like broadcast.com. You know what it is now? And you know what they did with it? It redirects you to Yahoo. That's like all it is. All right. Going back here. You forget that Yahoo is a thing? I consciously, and it's not that I don't like Yahoo, but I consciously try to avoid it. Because it's one of those time sinks where it's like, oh, there's just content, like Facebook or Reddit. I limit myself to basically the Rust section in Reddit, which doesn't have a huge amount of traffic in it, so I don't lose too much time. So we're on 04, paste at end. In which case, we need to basically look at a number of tokens in order to identify what they are. Because we'll get to N as, I think, the third token. So we'll have F, we'll get to a literal, and then we'll get to N. So we have to maybe look at window or something else for this. Here's our replace function where we descend into the token stream of token trees. So we get a token tree here, and then we look through them. And just as a heads up, I have earlier meetings on Tuesdays usually. So I think I have a meeting at 9 today, so that's going to be 2 hours 15 from now. So we could take the iterator here, and then we could peek. We could go through them to see whether or not we have a complicated set. Because we would have to replace, what, 3 elements in there with 1 token? Oh, that's going to be interesting. Because what's going to happen? We would end up with, oh, what were the other elements? We have verbatim and, let's see, fill match arms and punctuation. So we would end up with some sort of token or ident followed by a pound sign, which is punct, I think. Followed by our ident that we're looking for, which would probably be N, or whatever the token is. Oh, I'm having a hard time hitting that button. So we'd end up with these 3 things here, and we'd have to replace them with 1. You use Twitch chat for your news. If news is the latest meme in Twitch culture. That's the most important kind of news anyways. Oh, that's great. Alright, so in something like this, how would we reduce this? I think we kind of have to scan through and see if there's a number of elements that we want to get rid of. So we could peek through, what else? Because we're still going to need to descend. Because what if there's a group? What if it's foo, pound, bar, and then followed by a group? Because if it's like that, that means we would have each one of these tokens, except for literal, I think. So maybe a scan with a peak. Because I don't think window is not going to let us kind of swap elements out. I mean, it might. Well, a window is an operator. I'm trying to think through this. If a window is an operator, and then we want to do like a filter map on it, and then collect the end, will that work? Because we should be able to see 3 to 4 elements at a time. I'm guessing that's not going to be as good as having some sort of scan with a state. We could say, hey, we got this token, this. Oh, but then if we have the scan, we'd have to use peak. So scan, we would need to use a peaking iterator plus a flat map. No, a filter map. There isn't a Windows mute, but there is a chunks mute. You don't generally get to peek with the scan. Oh, you can't. I see. It's just a fold with state. No way to bail early. Yes. Good morning, Museum. And morning, Krasnik. Doing all right. Doing pretty well. A fold is a total scan. Isn't the problem with chunks that it's not a sliding window? It's like it'll give it to you in chunks. It'll give you 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9, instead of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. No. Because we could go through and basically scan these. Well, not scan. I was saying scan. I didn't mean this scan. Because at each level, we could kind of pre-process that layer, and then go through and descend into any groups. How much look at it do you need? If you do this, you would need 3 if you do the little extra bit. Because here they talk about suffix, so if you really wanted to catch suffix, you would need 3, right? Because you're going to be on F. Oh, actually they have an extra pound in there? Oh, sorry, 4? Oh, chunks don't overlap. Oh, I see what you're saying. Actually, I don't. Would there be a way to use this with chunks? I got my background music on. You just need to split the ident. Oh, I thought this was going to parse into multiple pieces. Does this come in as a single ident? Oh. I was making it much more difficult then. Okay, I want to see that. Go to progress, comment out these three. I had presumed that this was going to be multiple elements. Actually, why did we not see our uprint line? Occasionally, I'm not getting these elements here. Is it because it's a... Oh, drat. Match debug tree, yes. That would work very well. Occasionally this happens where I end up not seeing any of the output, like my debug output. I'm not sure why. And why is that? Seems like it should be coming through here. I don't think I short circuit this anywhere. Yeah, the new DBG completion. And then the number 2 to remove it. Look at that. Just slick. See, no capture doesn't work on this. Well, I think I need that dash dash, but still don't think it works. And where's our output? I know that if I panic, it'll do it. Which sounds funny, because if I like just panic, like ah. All right, let's do the is it plugged in check. Are we even getting to this point? We should be. Oh, yeah, there it is. Panic. Perfect. No, that's just a warning. Unreachable expression. Unexpected token. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's not even calling the code. Does that mean it didn't hit this point here? It must, because we had the panic right at the top of that function. Ooh, interesting. Sequence, n in there to there, curly braces. That must mean that this failed, that we hit here. Unexpected token, cannot find, blah blah blah. This is strange. Is expand even getting called? I mean, it should. It feels like it's not doing it at all. Unreachable code, sequence, unexpected token. What? Hmm. We're in the right directory. Looks like it. And when we changed the code on the left, the stuff on the right was compiling. All right. If I just comment out the code, I feel like I'm going crazy here. That should do a proper panic. It's just not going to work. There we go. Not implemented. All right. So it is running. I'm going to continue with the slight as a plugged in bit. And we know that's going to be working. But going to expand, back to where we were. Unused variables, what else? Unused mute. Unreachable. Oops. How is it not hitting this panic? Sequence. We call expand on sequence. Really straightforward. Gonna move that up. Put the impl next to the struct. And unless something else is going on between here and there. We're going to remove one and then the other. So it should panic on hello, which we expect right now. Macro panicked, message hello. Perfect. Now if we get rid of that one, do it again. Okay. So that parse is failing. So what happened? Let's look up the documentation on this piece. The let's see, results. Parse macro input. So we'd say parse this with parser as TTY. Oh, interesting. Maybe we should try the with. That's cool. Expansion. I see. So it's expanding to something like this. So we're hitting an error, but I'm not seeing the error. It's saying unexpected token. So how do we get this with a better setup? Just give it with sequence.parse there. You can throw a debug around the next message await call. Oh, that's the chat one, yeah. It's not erroring out. Guess that's good. But because it's not handling the input, it's very quietly failing. Let's parse. Guess we could set up a test there. Parse stir on this. Foo_0 isn't a valid ident, by the way, which is why parsing into an item will likely fail. Okay. Because it's not even getting to my parsing routine. Oh, I see. So basically, because it's not valid code, this is failing. Or rather, not in expand. Here in parse. So this here is failing because it's not valid code. Just keep the token stream starting at left bracket. I see. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we could get rid of content then. So at that point, we would just keep input, which would be the parse stream and not exactly kind of what we wanted. But then we can visit, let's see, where's that? Just parse up to that, yep. And then, when that returns, you'll still have the token stream at the right position. Oh, it's a cursor. Oh, the token stream has a cursor. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Got it. So technically we could get rid of parse for body. Probably this. Because we do not need to parse out body. Take that. So coming back down to the beginning, the entry point. So at this point, we should be able to get our panic working. And then we could call expand and pass in input here. That would be a token stream there. I'm trying to come up with it. Also, there's some rationale behind like where to keep the proc macro 2 token streams versus the proc macro token streams. Because sometimes the proc macro token streams tend to leak into the rest of the code. And I'm wondering, is it fair to constrain them or keep them within the main function, like the entry point function, and do the conversion in there? You should generally just use proc macro token stream in your code. Okay. The PM2 stuff is for generating new code. Let me think on that for a moment. And to make procedural macros unit testable. Got it. Proc-macro would be scoped to function bodies only. Interesting. Types from proc-macro are entirely specific to procedural macros and cannot ever exist in code outside of procedural macros. Meanwhile, proc-macro 2 types may exist anywhere, including non-macro code. I see. As a consequence of being specific to procedural macros, nothing that uses proc macro can be executed from a unit test. In order for helper libraries or components of a macro to be testable in isolation, they must be implemented using proc macro 2. Gotcha. Okay, that that really helps kind of solidify that. That's good. So if I go back to expand, we take okay. Next one. All right, there. So much better. This coffee is good. It's nice and warm. The office is 50 degrees. No, 60. 60. All right. Actually, it's saying that the low that it hit was 58. Ideally, you make it composable. To make it composable, you won't have your functions actually use quote till it render generate stuff. All right. So in this case, we have it's content. I could still call it content or body or whatever. We just let's call it body. Get rid of some of this. It's already a token stream. Oh, come on. Proc-macro. Colon. It's also useful to tabulate the two. That seems like a really good idea. This is probably a 2. Collect. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, I missed the joke. Hold on a sec. Where'd he go? What did the cucumber say to the pickle? What's your dill? that is a good one. What's your dill? All right, where is? That was Nightshade, dude. Okay. keep that one. Hey, good morning, Acton Dev. How are you doing? Oh, and Nightshade Dude, the children thanked you graciously for all of the bad jokes you gave us the other day. Especially, Mayo is a horse. Mayonnaise. That one went over so well. Alright. Let's try implementing or pulling these in from the other place. From Proc-macro instead. Ooh, Proc-macro ident does not have equal. Oh, how many eye rolls did I get? I got a groan, like a loud groan from multiple people. It was great. It was wonderful. So in this case, where we do have ident, so we could call toString on it and compare those. And that seems like it would work. Just seems a little... Seems a little wasteful. That's how you know, yeah, that's right. That's how you know it's a good one. Alright. So we should be able to get to these other panics. Alright, we have 2 errors here. Parse is not satisfied. Interesting. Sequence needs... I thought this token brace... Oh, that's a struct. We actually want token left brace. Do we have to double it? Or escape it? No. Ah, oh, wrong one. Got the wrong one. That's Twitch. That's where the Twitch acts like it's fine, but then doesn't give you any messages. Oh, I see it's not in this list. Saying that it is a struct. Which makes sense. Where's token? Syn parse parse is not implemented for syn token brace. Really? It is not. I see, that would be seen as incomplete. Parse a set of curly braces and expose their content to subsequent parsers. Now, would this fail though? If it has to go through there? I mean, we could keep just one piece and then not progress the tokens there. Let's try to do that. Was it braced? Content as content in input. All right. But how does braced actually do that? Oh, it has parse braces with a cursor. I see. That's in syn. So create group, parse braces. All right. Now this collect. I see if the cursor is pointing at a group with a given delimiter. Wow, nice. Chiefly copyable token into a token buffer. Hold a shared reference into the immutable data, which is used internally to represent a token stream and can be efficiently manipulated and copied around. An empty cursor can be created directly, or one may create a token buffer object and get a cursor into its first token with begin. I see. I see, so these elements are a token stream, and the parsing on it is really done by cursors. Because token stream is really just a wrapper around token buffer, isn't it? Or was that? Let's go back. Is it here? Yeah, syn buffer, token buffer. Interesting. So new on a token buffer is only available if the method is, well, if SYN is built with parsing and proc-macro features. However, new 2 creates a token buffer containing all the tokens from the input token stream. Why the double? This one doesn't seem to have the same constraints on it. Let's give it a go. Our other tests should fail, but we're not running them at the moment. Okay. Unexpected token. So it appears as though this is still happening too early. Is that because we're not hitting the panic here, which means our parse is still failing? Most likely due to the braced here. Because they had to go through the rest of the token stream to know whether or not this was correct. It's interesting that you can have something like that. So if we comment this out, go back to braces token. Okay. Well, it gets my panic. It's a little bit of an interesting exercise in learning the difference between kind of what these different functions are doing. Because here we're still getting unexpected token. But this one's different. Oh, I see. It's because we didn't consume it, isn't it? We didn't actually keep going. Interesting. So if we don't consume the stream, is it then unexpected? So just by undoing this, saying, okay, we are expecting the brace, then it'll push that into the next token, which is FN. Because we're not dealing with FN. Ah. Okay, then it's unexpected. But that means that we're not getting out of this parse macro input function. So it's treating that as a failure. So if we are getting the error in this case, that's because we returned an error from the parse there. So why is this returning an error? It does not seem like it should be returning an error. Oh, it has to allocate a string though. All right. Interesting. Um, so to me, it feels like this here should be commented out because for somehow we're getting that error. We're not getting past the parse, right? And we didn't get to the panic. So we're still not even getting to this panic here. We get to this parse. We pull the parse, get this out, leaving the braces off, and it bails before it even gets to line 96. I wonder why. Because the way that this parse macro works, it's calling parse on the token stream. So this parser parse, is it going to bail? I can skip the macro. This function will check if that the input is fully parsed. There are any unparsed tokens at the end of the stream, an error is returned. That's what we're getting. Oh, here we have this again, like new and new to. We have parse and parse to. I see, so just manually make the parser and give it a sequence parser. Parser trait. Okay, let's try that. You can get the token stream from a parse stream. Oh, interesting. That's neat. That's neat. So parse input.cursor.clone.tokenstream. You can get it from the cursor. I see. So we could either keep the rest of it. I mean, that feels kind of weird though. So if we ended up doing this again. I want to try something real quick. Does TokenStream have parse on it? Oh, I see. All right, let's undo this. We're not gonna keep the brace. Get rid of content. Sequence is not going to have the brace token. We'll end up just with a group as we enter. Okay, now instead of this, how are they constructing it? They just call parser parse. They call the trait function, and they give it parser and then token stream. This would be a sequence. Oh, I'm in the browser. Oh, interesting. I didn't. All right, sorry. OBS has decided that automatic task switcher is off. All right, so we do the parser, we give it the parse, and now what does this want? This wants a parser, which would be a self. So let I say we can't actually construct this, can we? Okay, now it's going to tell us that this failed, but it should give us the reason. Or you can also just call parse clone node in your entry point. Hey, morning, Jummit. How are you? Parser is a trait that's implemented on closure. Oh, wow. Really? That sounds cool. How'd they do that? You have to implement it for FN? Ah, here it is for FN1s, implementers. Nice. Oh, but we're going to get an error out, aren't we? Because this is going to return a result, a self-output. And the result of this is not going to produce a sequence for us. Oh, fine. Alright, we'll just shrug that one off for a moment. Token stream into parse buffer. Oh, that's right. But if we call parse, this is going to bail. So we can't call that entry point with a token stream. We have to somehow take the token stream to a parse stream. What is a parse stream? It's in parse stream. Oh, I meant in proc macro. Modules, discouraged. Calling a parser function. There is no public way to construct a parse buffer. Instead, if you are looking to invoke a parser function that requires a parse stream as input, you will need to go through one of the public parser entry points. Through the method of the parser trait. Oh, I thought... I guess we weren't... I mean, there's parse, parse2, parse_stir, and either one of these is not going to give us the output that we want back. Just parse? Oh, wrong one. Ah, that parse. I don't know what I think about the module name and the function name being the same there. That does make a difference. And what does this do? It gives you a result. This is the preferred, let's see. This is preferred over parsing a string because tokens are able to preserve information about where in the user's code they were originally written. All right. I do not see information on when it errors. Well, anyhow, we should be able to get to the world panic. Unexpected token. Oh, shrug. Okay, that's fine. So if we end up with a result here, I mean, in this case, we should then be able to go ahead to panic, but yeah. But do we end up with sin? Probably not. Okay, so we did hit the world panic. It's expected. I feel like I'm making like tiny baby steps here. Okay, so even parsing it that way, we're still getting unexpected token because we didn't finish consuming the iterator. So either we... Interesting. I mean, it feels like using these two pieces together isn't really intended. We're using parse along with the parse input. Excuse me, the token stream. This seems to be due to the way that parse requires that all of the input be consumed. But if you consume all of the input, right, move the cursor all the way to the end. So you could clone the cursor, I guess, and then move the primary one all the way to the end. Is it considered quote unquote like complete at that point? Wait, no. I mean, using these two things together feels awkward. This seems like such a nice way to be able to represent that. Because if parse always requires that you take it to the end, we can do that. But then we have to scan through it anyways to get past the pieces that we wanted, well, that we wanted to consume with our structure to get to the body. Just feels messy. Like, unless, of course, you're cloning from the cursor to the end, like you mentioned earlier. That also feels weird. All right, let's try it the other way. So instead of having this sequence like this, we're going to parse two different pieces. say parse sequence. We'll give it the input. Get rid of that. Writing a compiler in Rust. Good morning, Kappa Votes. We are working on learning Proc-macros in Rust. So while it's not quite writing a compiler in Rust, you are using kind of the compiler's facilities to parse Rust code and generate Rust code. And technically we are going through this workshop here. Ditolne's Proc-macro workshop. All right. Now what can we do with the token stream? Let's go look at that again. We can get an iterator, right? And then we can look at the token trees for that. And then if the token doesn't match what we're expecting, we can throw an error and say, hey, this isn't expected. All right. See, it does not have a typed element there. So we want the iterator. We get the iterator of tokens. Now, to be able to parse these and have from, token in, etc., etc., it feels like we're going to be calling next a lot on this. So let from what is this going to be? This is going to be tokens equals match tokens.next. We'll match that. Assign it to there. Sure, fill the match arms. It'll be some, and it'll be a token tree. We actually want two of those. We want one that matches the expected and one that matches everything else. Other. So if it matches something else, we are going to return a result. Return error. With some sort of message there. And in this case, we're going to get a token tree. It'll be a token tree ident. So keep with the destructuring. Ident. So in this case, we will just return that. Let's call it from. With a comma there. Good. So these other cases need to return compiler errors. let error we want the span of the other. Unexpected token, sure. It's a bit out of your depth. Oh, how do you learn about structs and enums in Rust? Oh, great question. So, do you have programming experience? Like, where are you coming from in this? And I think generally one of the best places is going to take a peek, into this getting started with Rust section. Go, scan through the book, look through the book. There's also the Rust, then followed up with some exercises, right? Some people learn really well by just taking the book, picking it up, and reading it end to end. I'm not kind of that person. I did read quite a bit of it, but after I played around with a bunch of examples and stuff like that. So for me, examples end up helping a lot. I also went through exorcism.io into their Rust course. Let's see if that'll load up. Come on, Exorcism, you can do it. All right. There's a Rust course in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's funny because these move around. Like each time you go to this page, they're in a different order. Like they don't want to have favoritism or something, but it makes it hard to find. So going through these exercises can be really nice. They have a nice set of tools which work really slick, actually. Probably a Go map. Now in this case, the Rust book is excellent. Rustlings is also good. Yeah, that's where you get into like all these different little pieces. Like, people just learn differently. We homeschool our kids, and that's something that we've tried to be cognizant of since the beginning. Some are very tactile and like to have the blocks when counting. Other kids just they want to draw it out or just get it, like they conceptually understand it just right off the bat. Just talking through it, right? Reading it. I'm much more of like a spatial sort of person. So when I have code, I think like mentally or structurally, it has volume, which is weird. Where was I going? Oh, error. I need to look up error. Oh, that's in quote. Proc-macro error. I thought it was a sin error that we're returning. Oh, that's going to be in sin. There we go. Ah, new span. There we go. It can be done. Token stream 2 impulse parse. Oh, nice. All right, I am going to save that that link here. Oh no, not to Pocket. Copy link location. I'm not going to peek yet. So we're going to load that in that last tab over there. All right. Oh, you didn't complete the exercise. Okay. So you have a parse stream. So here you have rest, which is this input.parse, and it's a token stream. Ah. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Oh, token stream. That's weird, I'm not seeing it. Oh, look at the parse trait. Thank you. All right. For option, all these different elements. Parse for token stream. Clipterus. I disagree. Hmm. Wow. Oh, what was the other thing we were looking for here? No, not in there. It's in there. New span. All right. I mean, this seems like a way of doing it. I don't. Not a big fan of it. I definitely like the parse method a little better. It's unfortunate that you have to keep the remainder on the object, but I guess that's how a lot of this ends up working. All right, let's keep going. The custom syntax inside your sequence macro isn't Rust. You could have Python or JSON inside of it. Oh, interesting. Yeah, how would you end up doing that? Because a lot of this is targeted at Rust. So if you did have, let's say, a token stream, doesn't the token stream already presume that the tokens are Rust tokens? And it seems like the compiler is going to be parsing the stream. I guess you could interpret that output as some other language. It's just general token? Okay. But I'm wondering if there's like some other token that you would have otherwise not had. I don't know. Making up some other combination of tokens from this set here. I guess you could always just, you know. Oh, it's not a SYN token. Oh, true. Now in this case, this is not going to be an ident. It'll be what, a verbatim? Guess that's still going to be an ident, isn't it? As a form of grammar, and all structured expressions are languages. That makes sense. Now this ident, in this case, will have an ident. Yeah, this gets verbose pretty quick, doesn't it? Then we'll have a couple of literals. And then some punctuation. Not bad. Okay. I love the start. So literal. And here, this literal. Could just keep the literal here. These are all elements to construct it. Alright, so we have basically the start, unexpected token for other. Fine. And now we're going to have a couple of punked. And these are singular multi-character operators, like plus equal, are represented as two instances of funked. Okay. With different forms of spacing. Got it. So if it's equal to that, then we're good. Otherwise, unexpected token. Fine. This is so slow. We need to do this twice. Alright, we'll do that twice. And then the end. This is very verbose. Start to end. Oops. From, start, end. I'm going to keep those three. Now that lit int, literal int, is that what verbatim has? Alright. So hopefully then this leaves the cursor at the right spot. Because after that, then we're going to go into parsing the groups, which would be the body of this. That's going to be a sin error, number 4. Alright, so many of the same errors here. I'll just say that's unimplemented for now. Oh, it has into iterator. Oh, interesting. They're just strings with spans. That's pretty cool. Huh. Oh, that's right. And the type there should have been literal. Okay, so start and end, if they are literal, then we have to basically take them to a string and then parse them. I don't think we have a different way of converting them. Why not parse the int as well? You mean store them as ints here? Yeah, that would work. So in this case, where we get to start, it's literal start, to string dot. Actually, how do you parse an int in Rust? Basically, you say dot parse on it, on the string, then depending on the type it's going into. Ah, return error. Error no. Start as span. Not into. I guess it doesn't have to be unsigned, does it? Not an integer. So I should probably loop one way. So Twitch keeps them around for a bit, but also I have them exported to YouTube, and they're not public there yet. They will be eventually. So actually, more people have been asking, so we'll probably be doing that soon, making them available on YouTube. And I think Twitch keeps them around for like 2 to 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. Now in Rust ranges, you could say like -32 to like 4 billion, right? Or 2 billion if it's a... if that's valid. Alright. Now why does it think that this from is an ident? Oh, from is fine. Oh, I see. It's complaining about the type here. Wait, that should be the right type. There we go. Fixed it using the right one. And then we should be able to check on the next one that it is after the first one. Oh, that's a different... Let's check it. From Radix. Got it. Okay, so hopefully we have that parsing correctly. Now we can also check to see whether or not it is after the first one. It's interesting, now that we're actually parsing these kind of longhand, I'm adding more error checking. And some of it was kind of implied, the stuff down here, but the before and after pieces, those weren't done before. If Alright, end is before start. We'll change that input into tokens in an iterator. Pass that in. So the type is wrong because we didn't take it by reference. I'm guessing it needs to be... Okay. Same thing with expand. Expand should, instead of taking that, take... but what do we do with the... What do we do with the brackets? Brackets, brackets, brackets. Alright, start and end are already integers. So we take that out of there. It's range I32. Need to take that to a literal. Pass body through. Expected token stream found that. Okay. Let's pull that into a variable, rename it. There we go. No method named expand found for enum. Result. Oh, because sequence is a result. That's right, we should have matched that. just return that one. Now the error, we have to take this to compiler and return it. Oh, that should have been tokens. So that's an iterator. We just want to map on that. Yeah, they all have to be mutable, don't they? It's an iterator. This one too. Alright, still doing okay on time. Oh, end is before start. what is... Okay, so I got the check backwards because that 4 is definitely not... Oh, if end is greater than start. Ah, yes. If end is less than or equal to. Not after start. End is not after start. Oh, we got to the panic. Oh, the range has all of this validation logic that you can use about. Ah, that's cool. Wait, I want to see range. I see. So if you did have it, if you wanted to reverse it, you would call reverse on the iterator, wouldn't you? Oh, look at that. A function with a similar name exists. F0. I need to look at the example again. So they have F0 here. Okay, so now we're not actually expanding these. Just fine. Going to be calling replace, and we didn't actually get to the point of replacing those because we weren't able to see and debug into it earlier. I wonder if our other tests still work. That's odd. See, no capture doesn't work here, and that trips me up. But I'm still not seeing the debug statements. Is replace not called? I mean, that's where the panic was, wasn't it? Oh, it's not running. Oh, it's running through try build. Got it. Got it. So that should panic. If that doesn't panic, then what have we been doing? Okay, that panics. Replace body. Body's an iterator. We need to clone that iterator, actually. Yes, because import iterator? That seems weird. I mean, it should go through at least once. Oh. Well, there's your problem. Ah, starting and ending at 1. What? Did we butcher the parse? Yeah. Start, end. Try again. We did. Or I did. End is not after start. And that was correct before. Okay. All right. I had that right. Oh, I should have seen that. If end is after start, return end. Otherwise, give the error. All right. That looks better. AOEU. Oh, finally. Ah, look at that. Now we got stuff to parse. All right, and we are seeing these as separate tokens. F, pound, N. That's punctuation, I see. I thought you could clone iterators. Can you not clone an iterator? You can. Guess we can do a filter map on a window. Ah, but it's already an iterator, so we can't do that. We could call peak on it. But then I mean, that combined with skip, maybe, or take. So whenever we find an identifier, we look to the next one, see if it's a pound sign, and then look at the next one again, see if that's our ident. And if so, we replace the existing one and then take the next two. That's kind of gross. But we might be able to do it in a couple minutes. So if we have an ident, and if the ident, we have to peek. If stream dot. So we'll peek, and that'll return an option to the next item. So if the next item is a what? What's the pound sign? 264 alone. It's punked. That's as char. Then we peek again. And we would just kind of drill through this too. Oh, this could be cleaner. And then the ident here. All right. Well, sadly, I gotta get going. So let's finish this up tomorrow. This will be kind of cleaning this up. We'll have a little bit more time to do this. All right. Uh-oh. Who shall we raid today? That's gonna be so much cleaner, Museum. I mean, having the braze parser seems like it makes so much more sense. Where is it? Ah, they're gonna play Rust. Oh, nobody today. All right. Well, I gotta run. Let me check something real quick. Well, check us out on Discord if you want to chat offline, if you have Rust questions, etc. But I have a meeting literally like right now, so I gotta go. Until next time, y'all. Bye-bye.